Welcome back to Movement and Function. Today I'm going to show you some excellent exercises for visually induced motion sickness. This is different than car sickness or regular motion sensitivity that is brought on when the person is in a moving vehicle or is moving. The visually induced dizziness or visually induced motion sickness has to do with becoming dizzy or off balance when there's a lot of movement in the environment around you. This video specifically focuses on desensitization of the visual system so that a busy, complex environment no longer causes that reaction. The basis of these desensitization exercises is to vary the complexity of the background while you're doing the exercises that I introduced you in my other videos. So I'll review those briefly and then talk about the different backgrounds that you can try at home to get the most benefit from this exercise progression. You could do these exercises standing in one place or walking, depending on wherever you have left off with your vestibular rehab progression. I'll demonstrate them both ways. First of all, gaze stabilization. So we'll bring one finger up in front and focusing right on your finger, going to shake the head left to right, about 20 degrees, less than 20 degrees, for 20 seconds. And then up and down for 20 seconds. To do that walking, it would look like this. So I have my finger up in front of me, and I'm just going to walk and shake my head side to side. Shake my head side to side as I walk forward, focused on my finger. Do the same thing, up and down. Okay, do that for about 20 seconds. Next up is the VOR cancellation, vestibular ocular reflex cancellation. Bringing my finger up in front, I'm going to move my finger and follow it with my eyes and my head, side to side, no more than about 30 degrees, side to side. Move as quickly as you feel comfortable, increase speed as you gain more comfort and confidence with this. Now you can also do this in opposite directions, which is what I introduced in my advanced part 2 video. So as your finger goes right, your head goes left, but your eyes are still following your finger. Shoot for 20 seconds. Next up is smooth pursuit. As you move your finger, follow your finger with your eyes, but don't move your head. Okay, to do that walking, it looks like this. Finger up, and I'm going to follow it with my eyes as I keep my head straight forward. Follow my finger with my eyes, woo, head straight forward, and I'm a little off balance with that one. Walking definitely adds some complexity to that. Next we'll do head turns, nods, and diagonals. Again, I'm going through these pretty quickly because for most of you this should be a review if you've already gone through my other videos. Head nods, simply bringing your head up and down, not really focusing on anything, just head nod. And then head turns, same thing but side to side. Again, no more than about 30 degrees. And then diagonals, one corner to the other corner. And shoot for 20 seconds. In my other videos, I recommended 20 repetitions. Based on the speed of movement, 20 repetitions should definitely not take 20 seconds. So when I'm saying 20 seconds, that is a progression in and of itself beyond the 20 repetitions. I just wanted to point that out if you've followed my other videos and you're noticing that I'm using time instead of repetition now. Okay, walking, it would look like this. I'll walk and simply move my head up and down, and head turns, walking with my head going side to side, and then diagonals. Do one diagonal as I walk. When I turn, I could choose the other diagonal as I walk. Next, we'll do side stepping with head turns. So as I step to the side, I'll turn my head to the side. You can choose to turn your head in the direction you're moving, like this, or the opposite. So as I move to the right, I'm going to turn my head to the left. A little more challenging. When I step to the left, I'll look to the right. Next up, we'll do heel-toe raises. I introduced this in the advanced part 2 video, so this is a fairly new exercise. All right, we'll go up on our toes and then rock back on our heels. Toes and then heels. You'll want to stand within about 2 to 4 feet away from the background here so that it's right in front of your field of view. And continue forward and backward. Finally, we'll do alternating side lunges. So starting facing forward, make sure you have a lot of room on both your right and your left side. And we'll lunge to the right and look to the right. Come back to the center. Lunge to the left, look to the left, come back to the center. Continue alternating right and then left. Next, I want to talk about 4 options for backgrounds that you can use to vary these exercises. We'll start from the most basic and work up to the most complex. The first is a blank background. If you have a place in your house with a white or tan, some neutral color background, maybe the wall or even the ceiling, or a shower curtain or window curtain, something like that, that are just very basic. You might notice that it actually is challenging because there isn't any visual stimulation in the background. So there isn't a lot of data to tell you where you are in space. That adds a different type of challenge than the more complex backgrounds. Now, if you're choosing the ceiling, for example, you won't be able to do the walking exercises, but that's fine. You could try lying on your bed and doing all the ones that include just your hand, like the gaze stabilization, the VOR cancellation, the smooth pursuit, and just use the ceiling as your background. The second background is a busy, complex background that has a variety of colors or patterns. So this might also be wallpaper or curtains, shower curtain, or even carpet. Something that offers that varied visual stimulation. As you're doing these, you can try varying also the distance from that. There are benefits to using close targets and far targets. So use what you have. Another option in this category is vertical or horizontal window blinds. First, try doing these exercises with the blinds slightly turned so that you sort of get a striped effect, either horizontally or vertically. Second, open the blinds so that you can see whatever it is in the background, whether it's your yard, a neighbor's house, whatever it might be, so that you have that visual stripe effect, but with something else in the background. That gets really complex. And you'll notice when you can see whatever it is in the background that there's this sort of shift that happens in your visual field between the blinds and the background. And that can be very disorienting, yes, but doing these exercises with that type of background will help desensitize your system, help you get used to it so that when you are in traffic, in a busy grocery store, etc., you no longer feel the wooziness from everything moving around you. That brings me to the third category, which is a busy, complex background that is moving. At home, you might try things like ceiling fans or curtains moving in the breeze. This is a little more challenging to find something at home that works, but see if you have something that would fit this description. So for example, if you have a large ceiling fan, try lying on the floor under the ceiling fan and doing these exercises so that that moving, circulating ceiling fan is in the background. Also, if you can set a light that casts a shadow from the ceiling fan, that's even better because you have the movement of the ceiling fan and then just above that on the ceiling, you have the shadow of the ceiling fan. So again, you have that layering effect that adds complexity and benefit to the exercise. Finally, the last category is a large format with depth and breadth of background with complex movement. So this would be things like traffic and grocery stores. So while you might feel funny doing some of these exercises in public, some great options would be to park your car in a place where you're close to a lot of traffic and then do the gaze stabilization, the VOR cancellation, the head movements and finger movements, basically. All of those exercises you could try just sitting in your car where you can see the traffic moving behind you. In the grocery store, just simply walking down an aisle and looking and identifying items on both sides of the aisle can be very helpful. Pick an aisle that nobody's in, maybe pick a time early in the morning or late at night when there aren't many people in the store. That can be very helpful. In addition to these visual desensitization exercises, there are many other vestibular rehab exercises that I cover in my other videos that could be really helpful for you too. You can find all those videos in the vestibular rehab playlist on the main page of my channel. I hope these exercises help you get out and about and return to doing the things that you love to do every single day. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Here's to your healing, health, and happiness. Have a wonderful day.